okende obe taradambala gutule gurgite to nagende gale mona gutu akalafa naga nugu nagende ole gal khaguru miyu khayege fache foresa dur gal maisa tege gal gana kurmangal tisa naga yangul gal war borboroda guracha udum boran khena chufti naga fusi naga jole kuchi naga gadan mudin taroba naga ya gadan tabuyo naga ya tolla lolla buyo naga ya nagende khenu tulachiduri
The countries of the Horn of Africa contain over half of Africa's livestock, underpinning the livelihoods of some 60 million people. Nowhere in the world do so many depend so heavily on their animals, nor in so many ways. For wealthier people, wealth is often expressed in terms of the livestock they own. Livestock provide them the opportunity to make a good living selling produce in the local market or exporting their animals to the Arab Peninsula.
ያው ሐዚ እቶተለን ጻባ እስከ 50 ሊትሮ ማልቲ እዝረክብ ካኡ ናሸጥኩ ናይ ባዕለይ ናብ ራእይ ዝደፍእ ናይ ገዛይ እኽሊ ይኹን ወይ ከዓ ዘይቲ ለድሌን ነገር አስፌዛ ካብአን የዘማለ ማለት ይኻሊ ስራሕ ይውለይ ለዚ እንዳስጋ ንግድውን ካብናተን ተሸጠ ጻባ ልጥቀም ማለት ይመናገጃይ ካው ሸጠን ዘይ ደል ደማ ያው ቁሙጣት እዩ ቁሙጥ ንብረት እዩ ቁሙጥ ገንዘብ እዩ ሀፍቲ እዩ.
But selling animals or keeping specialized breeds to produce meat or milk, this tends to be the domain of better off people, and particularly of men. Although Tadele Mezgebe now does well for himself selling meat and milk, this was not always the case. For many years, while still struggling to develop his business, the last thing he would do would be to sell his animals. Quite the opposite. He needed to hang on to them and build up his herd. Only by accumulating rather than selling could he hope to become a businessman.
መጀመሪያ بالغحيه ገዚ ሓንቲ ለሕሚ ምስገዛኹ ካው ንሳና ራዋሑ አዘርባዕተ ለዋን ማለት እዩ አርባዕተ ከዓ ሸይጠ ተጠቂመ ካው ስጋ ከዓ በኸፍትና ሕጠርኩና ደለኹ ወይ ከዓ ደለውና ገዛኹ የልሸይጥ.
To the people of East Africa, livestock is not simply something to be sold. It is far more than that. It is a means of saving and accumulating wealth. It is both an insurance policy and a means of transport. It provides labour, food and fuel.
Trường nói chung là tầm tầm đâu đấy, cái cho cô ba tầm cái đó tầm nào cũng được cái tercha nào đó number.
Deeply embedded in the cultures of the region's peoples, not a deal is done nor a wedding celebrated without livestock changing hands. Seen by many outsiders as a waste of time and money, exchanging livestock in this way forges social bonds, providing the resilience through which communities survive and thrive in some of the world's harshest environments. In so many ways, livestock is life, valuable to all, but absolutely indispensable to the poor and to women.
أنا سأجمعتهم اليوم 12 عامتهم خدمتهم خذ أنا بوتو ገንዘብ ላዓደግና ካፍቱ ተሐውለን ጽኢና ገንዘብ ዓድግና ዝዓድገ ኣውዕር ኒኦ ክልተ ሰለስተ ላጊዕ ገይረ ካብኡ ጽኢ ካና ዓሊ ለቁሩ ነይሩኒ ጃዕረ ገይረ هذا اللي حرصكم.
In contrast to better-off men who are well placed to sell surplus animals in the market, women and poor men both use their livestock for different purposes. Although they keep livestock, women may not make decisions about what or when to sell. In contrast to men who are more inclined to look to the market, women will usually manage their animals first and foremost to ensure the family is well fed.
Tuna kan rom kini anak kita, kita nara kanan cara jam ni nanda. Coba ma te tuna tama yang kolong. Ni nanda jam mu tanah kat mata itu atau najin nanya nawang bu. Na bari ni nak kita gema, ma tangkai dah ngai ngudin tu ni. Kaita ke mana dua kata nama merna kan tu miko fe ni nai taman dah.
Women will often keep smaller stock, sheep, goats, poultry, whereas the men will look after the cattle and camels. When women are left to manage livestock alone, either because they are widowed or because men are often forced to leave in the face of drought, they may be forced to take on the work of men as well as their usual duties, or options may simply be closed off to them. Although this can be enough to tip them into poverty, many will successfully use livestock to maintain their livelihoods.
Kadar mangga ya. Anu abu warrat ya ba warra khiyini no yosu jare. Don dikum to kolonu ma gafurina la kise haye jar. Kayum hanu khachu mukhadde. Wana dadda du tufan tol fadinum na dalani inum na guddatani obsumani tchene. Khawar si fade khatamar si fade khanuma buatol fad. Talani milim khijin talani fusi fad. Ni ilmani tamar si fad. Guddate sanga lafani kotat.
If successful, they will grow their herd, selling only when there is a need, and resisting the temptation to sell at other times, even if the market is good.
Am dibisan tani goga dunga komisan wargu jirtan kana belani marrin jiru garachinu rafite boninu raubas dana dono china ke resta do suma kindi makati jin tanau dong kata na dona boka kerech niki nganginang nabo niki serkan niki nyala niki serkana niki nyana.
Kela leka na mata jamu ni jana idum kolong ni dim gichu amin do na gichu na te na kolong ma mo kara tong kojit na ko na na won tare ko sota ke ninche na ke ninche sen arab.
Governments in the region have been very successful at improving the market and increasing the price that farmers will get for their animals. Many farmers benefit from these, but not the poorer ones who are trying to avoid having to sell, and not the women who do not make decisions concerning the market. Indeed, improved commercialization has frequently resulted in women losing the ability to make decisions about the livestock they traditionally keep to feed the family, as it is the men who take them to sell.
Mayo tu gue nyamin jona pakai puku-puku yo. Ni yo tu bina dong enggak itu bulan agak dengan ni bare pakai itu belaka. Mata na iyo na tu bulu dan ya tu nara na aku kulle nyo mara kulle nai dim tungan gitu anak tanan. Tahu mak dah kenapa kita ye na tu menapa na gal tawa ni ye dah na ada awak kena. Mata ne mekin dem da yul tong ana do nya ka bang na min dem na tong ana dem ram.
Working through the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, the region's governments have been looking again at their livestock policies. They are seeing their traditional focus on production, marketing and exports has brought benefits to many, but not to poorer men and women to whom livestock performs even more valuable functions than generating income.
Working with IGAD LPI, important lessons have been learned and consensus is being developed through the policy hub that there is need to change in development thinking and practice. And this is because there's empirical evidence that poverty and food insecurity is increasing in the region despite the huge livestock numbers.
They are starting to look at policies to maintain the health of the small stock that women keep. They see the need for technologies that relieve women's intense workload, freeing them to make the most of their livestock. They are committed to prioritizing those diseases that are most damaging in preventing the poor from building their herd, and those that hamper women in their attempts to use livestock to feed their families. They're starting to develop policies that respond to the livelihood needs of the poor and of women. They are building on the growing realization that good livestock development that capitalizes on livestock's unrivaled capacity for pulling women and men out of poverty, is not just about livestock. Good livestock development is about people.
Kita jangan dergua hang gudi yo nanyor. Kita jangan dergua hang gudi yo nanyor. Aragan gudi yo yan ko dang ko rom ni kara ko marolo se gei ko to kai. Ni kara ko do ji mo waran ni ngeta hang gudi yo nanyor. Na jabal go ju. Na jabal go ju gudi yo ya